Wilson Morales, Black from TV. Gianni, what is going on with Braden? He's the one guy I keep rooting for, but he keeps screwing up. What is happening?
He's off the deep end. He's off the deep end.
Hey, he's acting like Pookie. So like he's the one guy. Last year, at the end of last season when he came in and saved Tariq, we were like, that's my boy. But then this season, you're like, okay, what has made him go to the dark side? Is it the loss of his family?
Yeah, I think it's definitely the loss of his family and having to kill his uncle for sure. To get Brayden to that dark place that everyone wants him to be, everyone wants him to be, everyone wants him to be a killer. Everyone wants him to get into that. I think you needed him to go through this or else it kind of wouldn't have been organic, like you needed to see him go through this crazy, transformative, self-destructive phase because it wouldn't have made sense if he walked in a trap house and blew someone's head off 2 seasons ago. You've been like, whoa, that came out of nowhere, And now we see this organic shift in what happened with his family into this now, and I think it's way more believable than if he did this, 2 seasons ago.
Way back in the beginning, they were like, "Oh, he's the new Tommy." Nah, buddy, Tommy was never starting up like that.
No, he did though. He did. Season 4 of Power, Tommy, when he lost Holly, he was doing cocaine every episode.
But he never lost focus. Let's just say that.
Okay, that's fair. For sure. That's a good. Yeah, he definitely didn't lose focus. I feel like Brayden has lost a little focus and gone into his own supply and that kind of stuff, which is a crazy thing. But I think you'll see the payoff of all this stuff this season.
Every now and then you see. Kane always threatening Braden like he got him. And like, we need Braden to step up and be like, there's got to be a point where he has no fear.
Right.
Or where they fear him.
Right.
And now that the family's not involved, you can't really threaten him with the, I'm going to hurt your dad or your brother, your sister.
Right.
Once you let go of the family, and I think that's kind of the thing in Power. Like, if you let go of the family, which works for Tariq, so long as his mom and his sister are not in the picture, he can do whatever.
Right.
And that's what Braden needs to be like. Listen, so long as there's no emotional attachment, we can do what we can and we can succeed.
Right, for sure.
So, I like to think hopefully it's going to be a miracle and they say, we're going to run it back, give me another season. But for now, what has this show done for you?
It's been absolutely amazing. I've got to do some of the coolest stuff in the world. As an actor, I've gotten to grow so much. It's really, every day has just been a blessing. I've had the time of my life. I met Michael Rainey, one of my best friends in the world. So like every part of the show has just been amazing. And I'm so grateful for these past 5 years of my life.
Is there anything, that you're looking for? Granted, we got a few more episodes to go. Right now, the Vegas odds are high that you're going to make it out, hopefully. There's always a line on Vegas. Who's going to go out? Like not Braden. We need the white boy in there. And 50 always likes to say, this is a show about diversity. So he's going to kill the one white boy in the show.
Yeah, we'll see. We'll see if he makes it out. We'll see. I think the fans would be definitely upset because I'm also grateful, like, with how much the fans have loved Braden. Like, I always knew the show would work, but I didn't know I would be this loved as a character. So that's super humbling and I really appreciate it.
Hey, listen, we're going to talk later, hopefully. If
For
not,
sure.
Obviously, let's see how it plays out. Let's keep hope alive. Let's get Braden off the juice, and let's make him, straight for us so that him and Tariq can do what they need to accomplish.
For sure. Thank you, Wilson. I appreciate it.
Take care. Wilson Morales from Black Women TV. Lovell, what is going on with Dru? It's like, is he gonna make it out? I'm not sure where you are on the Vegas line.
I'd say keep watching, and you'll always be in for a good surprise.
It seems like obviously being in the joint has made him more bolder. More fearless. In terms of like, listen, he can challenge Kane. He's talking back to his mom. He's let go of like the emotional attachment. Like, I'm going to do what I got to do to survive. Is there anything to that?
I think it's just Dru being more of a wanting to step into his leadership and his power and make choices for himself. He's been in a position where a lot of people are making choices for him, and he's been passive in his journey. And so now we're seeing Dru being like, I'm not gonna be quiet anymore. I'm not gonna, let people make decisions for me. I'm gonna step up, and I probably won't go back to being more of a quiet, observant figure in my life. I'm going to make active decisions that affect change in my life.
One of the things that's gone is the love aspects. When Dru was in love, he was kind of weakened because he was too emotionally attached to the other person. Take that away, and you don't have, that's where we have Dru now, where you're like, listen, I'm going to do what I got to do to survive. You've taken away anytime, I was emotional to somebody else, that's gone. It's like, at the end of the day, so when he's in a joint, he's tired of taking orders, but then he sees, we always knew Dru was the smart one. Now the smartness is coming in to like, okay, how does this best work for me and the family without them knowing I'm trying to protect them? Is that right? Is that the right way to say things?
I think so. I think, honestly, like sometimes the family can get wrapped up in their emotions. We've seen that with, Diana. We've seen that with Kane. We see it with Monet. So it's up to Dru to be the more level-headed one and remove emotions from it. And he has. He's taken away the thing that has kept him the most distracted. He's had 1 foot in, 1 foot out. Now he's 10 toes down. So it's about, if I'm going to be here, there's going to be a lot of changes.
Mm-hmm. I don't know if there's going to be a miracle and we get another season, but if not, what has the show done for you?
It's given me a very big educational foothold. I say a lot that this has been like my Juilliard, where I've gotten to be here for 4 years and to really like strengthen myself as an actor and be around amazing people that have sharpened me and that have taught me a lot of things that I will take with me for the rest of my life. So, and I've been able to live in New York for 4 years. It's been it's just a wonderful, like literally like my Juilliard, like, and I've been able to just navigate it. And I come out on the other side as a better, more experienced, more well-rounded actor. So I've learned a lot. I got a lot of great relationships and partnerships from it. And I'm looking forward to seeing what we all do, man. I got a lot of love for everyone on this show. And I know that this is going to be one of those things where you look back and be like, where, this is where they had their jumping off point, and see like what they've done with that. And I'm excited to see everything that everyone has to do afterwards, all of us.
Mm-hmm. So of all the family members, is Dru the one to lead the Tejadas into the next realm?
Yeah, man. Of course. Of course. Of course.
Would he be willing to share the throne with his sister and his brother? Now that Diana has now, done the deed and crossed the dark side, is she be ready to go into the fold and be like, listen, everybody's got their part to do, but you got to go through me?
Yeah, I think so. I always say that Diana is, the most obvious choice to take over the family business, especially because she wants to learn educationally. Like she wants to like get smart, get the books and the business aspects. So she could probably take us to the real estate, getting into things that are like footholds in the community and in the city. So I definitely think that Dru would much rather be like doing his art, making money that way, living a rich bachelor life, and having maybe like potential investments from family in different ways, and partnering with them that way. If I was writing the movie, that's what I would do.
But you got to remember, Monet ran a strong empire for a long time.
She did.
While Daddy was in prison. So, you got to emulate that because she knew how to keep it together. And obviously, since we've been watching the show, things have been unraveling. That's more from an emotional standpoint, that everything, all that miscommunication is where we are, is why we are where we are now.
Yes, and it was also because they wanted to hold on to like older ways of doing things, right? The obvious choice to me is like, you get $15 million, you take that money, you put it in something that is legit, and you don't look back, right? You take the money that you've made, like what Ghost was trying to do. Every 5 seconds, somebody would come in and impede those things. I think it was very smart to like, this is not sustainable, right? You can't be an old drug person. You gotta think about your life in the future, and like you can't be looking over your shoulder all the time and being first to draw. Your reflexes aren't as fast when you get old. So it's like, how do you now position yourself to be more of a foothold in the community and build things that can last? Though the drugs are going to be here today, gone tomorrow, but how can you make it so that way your money's making money and making money and making money? Get into music, get into something else that's gonna like wash your money for you and keep it there. That way you don't have to stay in dirt all the time. And if Monet is willing to listen to that, then she can be the one to do it. But if she's not, then it needs to be Diana. And Monet needs to give up the reins to Diana and let her do it so that it can be good for the whole family. Man.
Well, we've got a few more episodes to go. Let's see if you guys make it out on top. Obviously, we don't want a situation where all of you go out. Say, that's not good. We need to know that like this is going to be one of these series where the ending was satisfactory and not the penultimate episode.
Yeah, I think the family be fine, man. That's right. Those are my predictions, interpretations. I think the family be all good, and I think I do believe that there is potential for a leadership role with Diana. Monet teaching Diana, the right way to do things and conduct business, what to look out for. That hard and soft of Diana now is kind of being balanced. And Dru just says, y'all got it.
Well, we will see. We got episodes to go. Let's see what happens. I'm sure I'll see you somewhere in the city, but if not, we'll talk down the road.
All right,
Take
brother.
care.
Take care.